Hello guys. I was just flipping through my journal, which is an alteration of a book. It's not really an old book because if you use too old, it can't withstand all this chunkiness. So we left off here last time we did the book video. We left off right here. And I don't know if you remember, we had these 3 pockets right here, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and I just made some embellishments, simple embellishments, because these pockets, being so many of them on one page, really is chunky, so I made them flat as I could. Now on this right side, we made 1 pocket, and then I just did a paper from a book, a text page, folded over and glued, and then I stitched around it in gray, and I put a doily underneath, and then this is part of a doily right here. The yellow is, so there is some yellow in our double spread. Okay, so now we're going to flip over. I'm trying to remember how long ago we actually tore some pages out, but I feel like we need to, so I'm going to. And I think we've been pulling out 5 or 6, and that's awesome. But our book is getting chunky, so I probably am overstuffing or making too many pockets, but that's what makes it fun, is coming up with all the different pockets. Don't you agree? I think it does. Now, they say not to pull this old nasty looking paper out of here too deep, because it is not good for the spine. I guess it will loosen up the spine or something. So, but I am taking the big long ones off because that's just who I am. You know how that is. Everything makes me a little bit crazy if it's not really clean cut looking. So I hope you guys are having a good day. I've been having a good day. My grandson's still here. He's been hanging out with me today. So I wanted to decide, I'm thinking, when I was gluing around this, the 2 pages right here, these are 2 pages on this left side. This is a 3rd, okay? Somewhere along the gluing, I attached one side of this. So I ended up with this pocket. Now, do I want, it's a little bit baggy. I can glue another one on it like this to cover all that. And then it will probably tighten it up. And we can just use it as a pocket here. Why not, right? Always take advantage of any kind of mistake and turn it into something that benefits you. And that's what we're going to do with this, I think. So I'm just going to put glue on here really good so that it will attach over here. And I'm going to get it really good right in here. I want it to not look so baggy looking. You know, if you look on this side, it looks pretty baggy looking. And I want it to not have any kind of poofiness in it. So I hope you guys can see. Yeah. I'm going to just keep doing it till I get it like I want it. Now, I have been discovering that, you know, little edges, you really want to get any little edges you can, because, you know, you're just going to have to come back and try to fill it with glue if you don't. Because when it's all said and done, with this much thickness in the book pages, you know, it doesn't adhere as long. Okay, or as good. So we're pulling it over this way. And it is got a bulky look right here. See that? So let me pull that off real quick. Maybe we need to pull the book the other way. I think that might work better. And so I'm really trying to rub this together really good so that it you know, we don't have any trouble with this section. Okay, so I'm going to let the sides and so forth. I should have put some glue down on the sides. I didn't think about that. That might save future problems. But now if you look at it, it looks better, but it's really tight. So, got to work that tightness out while the glue is wet. So I'm just going to bend it both ways and make it straighten its act up. Show it who's boss. Okay, so there we go. All right, so now we're going to have this pocket to work with. And I think that we will get our hole punch. And I'm going to go ahead and just hole punch them both, because why not? You know, why not? It's going to be harder because we've got so much collaging on this one side. Well, I was wrong. It wasn't hard. I don't know where the circles went, but it was. Oh, there they are. They're in the seam binding, on the seam. Okay, so now we have this all ready to rock and roll here. I'm gonna put a little bit of ink on this side here because I already got that side inked and I don't want to have to work with that. Okay, so now we got to keep this open, so we'll see how everything goes. Now I'm thinking on this side, what kind of pocket do we want? Now we've had a lot of different pockets. I've really tried to come up with some really different type pockets. And so, but we haven't had a just plain old pocket since the very beginning. Okay, so we're not going to put a pocket on this side. It's going to be a flat page. And over here is going to be where our pocket goes. Now, I have to add a sheet here in order to get the pocket on here. And those little ones are too small. Let me see if I got some bigger ones. Of course I do. Okay. Now, this one's folded really crooked. How about that one? It's a little better. I like to put the roughed up edge toward the outside. But first, I like to really make sure that this is, see, it's just barely got any glue on it. Sometimes I don't put extra glue on them, and sometimes I do. So I'm going to get the pocket ready, and then we'll do the top paper first, and then we'll come back and do the other paper. All right, so yeah, this should help keep it down. The font's a little different, but we're going to be covering it up, so it's really not going to matter. So I want this shaggy looking part to the inside. Although that's a lot of shagginess, isn't it? Maybe I don't have any. I need to look and see. Let me try one of the book pages that go with this book. I think that one's not quite wide enough. So we'll have to glue this one down too, but let's check it first. Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm gonna do it like this and bring this over. I might cut just a little bit off the right side of this so that I don't have to have the crooked side down into the spine as, you know, as much. So, all right, so let's get this glued real quick so I don't forget. I'm going to put it right there real good and along the edges real good, because that's where you usually end up having the problem. Okay. All right. Feels pretty warm in here. Man, all these lights are just, it's really humid outside today. I took my grandson out to get some lunch. Man, it's humid. Let me turn my fan on to start here. Don't want to be hot the whole time. So, all right. There we go. So we've got our pocket, and it's going to go right here. And I'm going to ink it up real quick, just along the top. And when it dries a little bit, we'll stitch it. Okay? All right. So there we go. So it's going to go right here. But first, I'm going to take a pencil, like we have in every section. And I'm going to have this part out. And let's see. We know we want to go just a little bit below that. Okay, and so that's what we're going to do. Now, I would not add a sheet of paper here that's not in the book already, but there's no way to make a fold like that. So we have to add onto it. So let me see what we've got. I really like this blue, and I really like those butterflies. Kind of did butterflies on the page before, but can you ever have too much butterflies? I'm thinking not. Let's see what else we've got. I'm looking to find some different things from what we used before. Although there was one piece that I really liked that we used before, and it was this floral here with this big, beautiful floral piece. Maybe we should put it over here on this side and see what it ends up looking like. I don't know why it says cakes right there, but it's not in a minute. I'm going to clear off this plain part here and trim down this side here. Whoops, stay on there. Okay. Okay, now let's see how far we need to come down. About right here. And this isn't perfectly straight by no means, but it's a start right there. I'm getting closer to getting my digitals ready. I'm excited. I hope you guys will like them. I've worked hard on them. Let's see. Maybe we'll tear right here and we'll put this portion underneath the other side. And then we'll use the other one over here on the right. So we'll put this right here, and I'm going to add some glue. And I'm not worrying about this book page being sticky, because the more the merrier at this point, right? It helps out the process. And so there we go, right there. Now we're going to do this and put it toward the spine, but not so far toward the spine that it doesn't handle the spine very well. I want it to stay down. That's what I'm saying. And hopefully it will. Still trying to figure out why that looks torn when we pulled the paper up. Huh. Do you know what I'm saying here? I glued another sheet up here, which was over the torn section. At least I thought it was. Think I should do... See how it's showing right there? I think we're going to not worry about this little piece right here, and we're going to see it's kind of, the paper is kind of stuck to the paper here. I think that's what's happening. I'm going to tear out one more sheet. And then we are going to have to fold this over. See how the paper is sticking to the next page? It shouldn't be doing that. Probably a cheap book when it was, let's see. trying to get it to kind of loosen up a little bit. I think that's why the one page didn't want to fold over right there. So we are going to go ahead and do this just to be on the safe side. Okay. I had 2 sheets just then, which I didn't need. Oh, that one just ripped itself. Probably my fingernails. This should, you know, tearing out a page is not going to hurt anything. And it's actually, looks like it's flattened it some. Yeah, that's much better. That's good. Okay. Let me look over here and see if it's just my imagination. All right. Now, we'll go ahead and go back to the other pocket on the next page. Or maybe here on the right side. Okay. Change of plans. Sometimes you have to go with whatever's happening, right? Okay, so I'm going to put glue on here because I want to glue. Wait a minute, what am I doing? Oh, yeah, I'm gluing this top portion down to this portion so we can fold it over. And yeah, just like that. I know we have a flat pocket like this on the other side of this, but I'm thinking we might go ahead and put a little pocket here to make it different like we did before. Okay, so we will mark where we want to put our paper, and I still want to put the same piece of paper over here. I'm going to pull that off because it's not sticking down anyway. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this here because that was the plan, right? And then we'll glue the pocket down. Now, if this isn't quite wide enough to go under the pocket, we'll add something. We'll make it work. We have the paper. I'm going to have to sit down and print more collaging paper. So I'm going to have one of my first kits is going to be, or both of my kits are going to be collage kits or tear kits. However you want to call it. Okay, and then I have plenty others, but I actually designed these myself, and so it makes it more fun, right? I'm going to get this as far out here as I can because I want the floral to show. But, yeah. Something about that one sheet that bubbled up, and see how it's kind of wanting to wrinkle right there. I don't know what the stupid thing did. You never know, right? Okay, and I'll go back and add any glue touch-up that we might need when we get to that point. Okay, so I'm going to trim this little portion right here, which is supposed to be for the pocket. There we go. We'll fix it. Kind of loose right there. That's weird. Of course, it doesn't help that I've got the fan on, but it's hot in here. I don't know, those of you that video know what I'm talking about. When you get under the bigger lights, it's pretty rough, especially for a hot-natured person. Okay, now this pocket is ready to go down, but I'm going to ink it real quick before I forget. Right along the top, right along here. All right, now let's see if that covers. Oh, it's perfect. We don't have to add anything extra. So I'm thinking on here, maybe we'll use some book page. Now I don't know if it will cover the, I know it will cover, I think it will cover. I say I don't know, I think it might. because if I add that pocket to the bottom, we should be able to do it without any problem. So let me see how wide that is. It is right there. Okay, right there. I like to collage in something like this, bigger pieces, because you have so much area to work with that, you know, it'll look better. Okay. Now, let me get that one little piece off of there. Okay, so this is going to go on this side up here. I like that. Okay. Okay, get right there and right there. Okay. Hopefully that doesn't affect the pocket next door, right? Okay, now I'm going to put this on here, which will look good because it's really going to work for both sides. And we'll have room to add a pocket here at the bottom, which will work nicely. Now, what I want to get is, let me find one that doesn't have very many letters on it. I thought what we would do is put a pocket right here, and we'll tear it right there. Hopefully it will tear okay. Sure did. Now let's make sure it's got plenty of glue inside. No, it doesn't. Okay. There we go. All right, now it doesn't matter that the wording's upside down because it's going to look good when we're done with it. But we need to ink this side right here. I think I'm just going to ink the whole thing while I'm there. Might be easier in the long run. Okay, now this is wet, so we'll have to see if we can get it on here like we want. Now we're going to use Fabri-Tac for this portion. Have you noticed we're getting faster with our videos, or it feels like it? It really does. I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like it's moving a little faster. Okay. Let's see, I'm trying to make sure I'm putting it on the right sides that it's supposed to be on. Okay. I'm gonna put it right there. I'm gonna move this over a little bit so we can get it down into the spine right there. Now down here, we'll just use a piece of scrap, and we will end up having a pocket here. So let me see what kind of scrap we have left over here. Maybe we want one with a floral or a butterfly or something like that. I'm having to dig to see what I can come up with. Okay, let's see. That little chest is kind of cute there. I think we're going to do that. That's different, huh? Okay, I'm going to pull down here. Okay, let's go on the other side. I'm going to make sure we're getting it just in the right spot. Okay, now we want to make sure we get it the right height. I'm going to pull this, well, I can pull that off this way. It's easier to put the smallest piece under your tear tool. At least that's what I have found to be true. So it's going to tear off a little bit of our trunk on the top. Get this one that's hanging by a thread off. Okay, now let's see how far up we need to go. Yeah, got a little narrow, didn't we? It's all right. We'll just put it in the middle, although it looks kind of odd with everything else. So, crazy me. We're going to do this instead. Always easy to fix. Let's see. Let me do this part right here. See if we can use some of these maybe. Okay. Now let's start like this, and we can always tear it down a little bit if we didn't get it as big as it needs to be. I think it's going to be a little bigger than it needs to be. Okay, right there. Well, we got it crooked, didn't we? We as in me. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to tear this down this side. I'm going to use my finger so I can get an exact size. See if it works better. And tear a little bit down this side. Going to get a little bit of the butterfly wings. That's all right. Won't be that big a deal. Okay. Because it looks way better than it did. So there you go. It's going to work. All right. Come off of there. My main thing is that I was able to cover up most of that giant black text and make it look a little more like it goes with the rest of it. Okay, so I'm looking here thinking maybe I need to do a little something there because it seems like it needs more. I hate it when it just don't cooperate and do what it's been told to do. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to tear a little bit here and see what we can end up with on this side. Just a little bit of pink, but it's going to cover up some of the butterfly. Let's see. Maybe like that would be better. Okay, one more time. I probably should have not put the pocket on until I laid out the measurements there. There we go. Okay, finally. Seems that we got it right. Of course, I didn't ink it, so. Okay, now we're going to glue our pocket down with our Fabri-Tac. Okay, I'm going to pull this one over on it. That way, maybe we can get it to pull over better. Then we'll come up to this middle position. Now I am going to clip these because this stuff gets pretty strong on the side, you know. It makes it kind of hard to get it to glue really hard down when you have so many things going on. Okay, let's do it right here. So I have another place over here that is gapping, but I'm going to raise it up so you can see what I do. See that little bit of a gap right there? This is the paper that I glued to the back of the other pocket. And I put plenty of glue along the edges, but I've been having to do this with several of them. I'll notice that it's coming loose or whatever. My hands are sticky. I'm sticking to the paper. Makes it rough. Okay. Now I'm going to turn it back this way so I can make sure I can pinch this down with the clip. And we'll let that stay on through up to the very end. See if that will hold it better. Now, right in here is a tiny little hole. Might as well just fill it while we're here. Okay. And I use the glitter glue for the little tiny holes so I can get in there and, you know, shut it down. Get it fixed right. Okay, I'm going to put this little clip right here. I think I have one more of these little Tim Holtz clips. Yep. And I'm going to put it right here. Okay, now that was on this side, and later we'll do that side. I think, let me look. Oh, we need to do it where the pocket is for sure. It's so crazy why some stuff will hold and some stuff won't. I gotta find my pen that goes with my glitter glue. I don't see it anywhere. Okay. Might as well do it while we're here and get it over with. Okay. Let's get the clip going. Right there. These clips are these old cheapy ones. I don't know where I got them, but that's what I think about them. They seem cheap. Okay. Sorry guys, I didn't know I was going to have to repair things. But we want it to stay together. You know, whoever ends up with it will want it to fit together. So that is my goal. Okay, and we have one more little spot right up here. Get it done, and then we'll find the pin. It's probably under the book somewhere. Oh no, I see it. I laid it in a safe place. All right. Okay, so now let's move on. Forgot to clip this one spot that I just glued. Why not just clip it all, right? Then we don't have to worry about it. A lot of it on this situation is because it was over bulky and there was nothing I could really do about it, you know, in order to keep everything like it should be. Okay, so now I'm going to put the lid back on my glues, and then we're going to move on. Doesn't take much to stop up the glitter glue. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get it on, and it's, there it is, finally. Started to think it wasn't going to work for me. Okay, so now we've got this side done over here. I can't really lay it flat yet because it's still gluing, but that's how it's going to look when we get it all said and done. Okay, so now we're going to come over here to this flat side, and I'm going to see what I can lay on this to hold this down, maybe. I don't know if it's going to help. I don't know if it's heavy enough. I really doubt it. Let me get another book. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I found this other butterfly one that had all these butterflies just flying up, and I like that. And I love the blue on here. So I'm thinking, since we've got our pocket over here, I need to mark how far down we need to go real quick, and then we'll be good. Okay, let me get my tear tool. Let's see, I'm thinking I want this side for sure. Let me tear this side first. I want to make sure the butterflies are in the big picture. Okay, now, so they're going to start on this side. Well, crud, let's just tear this too while we're at it. Okay, now we'll know exactly how far down we need to go, but I need to go ahead and tear over here, and it's going to have to be a little bit on the butterfly wing. So let me move it over. Okay, now let's see how far up we can go with this. I really want to show all the butterflies, so I'm going to make the pockets smaller. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's okay, because you know, there's small things to put in pockets too, but sometimes you just have to make hard choices. This is a hard choice for me. Okay, this glue's been rolling all over my table. Trying to keep the glue portion at the top. You can't do anything but help, right? Come on. Okay. You're better to glue from the middle and push out. And you can do that in a slow motion for anything, any kind of papers that might be pretty fragile. Okay, move this up as far as I can. Yeah, I like the way that turned out. But we got to get rid of the pencil mark. That doesn't look too cool, does it? All right, so what we're going to do is cut our pocket down. We should cut it to match the one next. See right there? That way they're the same length. Yeah, let's just do that. I think I had it like this though. Okay. So I'm going to mark where I need to get the rest of it down there. Okay, so we've got this portion right here. So get my tear tool, find where it's at. Okay. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is put the pocket on, but I got to decide where to cut it first, or tear it. Let's see if we can tear it. I don't know if we'll be that lucky, but we can sure try. Yeah, there you go. That works, doesn't it? Okay, now I want it out here. So yeah, we got to tear a little bit more. This would be harder because I said it was lots easier. I thought it would be harder because this made it a little lower, see? So there's nothing perfected here. So I'm going to ink around this because we're not going to be able to get up to it to ink. And then we're going to glue it down. I like having the kind of rough edges along a little bit shorter than the book page. I just think it looks good that way. Don't ask me why. I don't have an answer. Okay, so we're going to make a small pocket, which will hold a nice journaling card. And so that will work. All right, almost done with the gluing. this out this direction. Yeah, there we go, there we go. All right, now we put this on. Let's see. So we want it right here, but I don't want it showing the words. It just looks odd because you not have any words anywhere else, and then all of a sudden you do. So basically it just means I gotta tear in areas to get it to the right spot. Over here needs a little bit taken off. Okay, this needs a little more torn off. Sometimes you can go back and forth and never get it like you want it. But that's closer. Okay, there we go. Now I think we'll get a book page over here to use the glue stick. All right. That's good enough. Good enough, good enough. Okay, now let's see what we ended up with. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Now, let me see how much time we have. We just are at 42 minutes, so let's try doing a little bit more. Since this is not dry yet, and this is going to be an unusual page. It's going to have some gapping, which only we would notice it because we are the ones that have messed with it. And it's because, I'm not 100% sure why, but I'm going to go ahead and undo these so we can move the book. We should be at a safe place to do that. Right? And your clips, they do like to glue to your project. Just so you know. Yep, I think we're pretty good. We'll see. Can always glue it again. Now, this is going to bug me. I'll just tell you, because see how it ripples? But I'll get over it. And I'll come back and ink it and everything when we know for sure it's good and dry. And the same here. But how cool are those butterflies? I love it. And I don't know what's going to go in the pockets. You know, it's always a process. But I think we need, this is real flimsy and is curling. So it needs a book page added to it to strengthen it. So we'll just add this one. And we'll make it a flat page with no pockets. And I am going to glue it really well. And then I'm also going to add some Fabri-Tac around the outside, because I'm sick of having to go back and redo them. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. Okay, so I'm going to, oops, I said I was going to put Fabri-Tac, and there I am, just fixing to close it up. Crazy me. Come on, Fabri-Tac, come out of there. I just mainly want the sides and the top here. Okay. It'll look much better. I've discovered while doing this that it's going to be flimsy if you don't, you know, if you don't glue it down with another sheet because I don't know how to describe it. It just, I think that page would end up being a nuisance. Like this one's going to be. It's not going to be a bad nuisance. I'm saying that like it's a major deal. It's just when everything goes cool, you don't like it when one thing doesn't go as cool as you'd like. So there. So see, that's going to look better over here. And the reason that this is a little bit shorter right here is because these pages are gluing to each other, which they didn't do in the first part of the book. See if you notice right here, and it does affect how your pages turn, and I don't like it. So boo to the person that put these books together. And it's frustrating because, you know, you're working hard on it and you want it to be the most beautiful book ever. And it is going to be really pretty. I mean, it's going to have a Victorian flair to it, which we expected. And anyway, so now we got to think. We have time to maybe cover these two if we think fast. I think we should just cover them flat and do one of those every now and then. We can always come back and add pockets or something to them. But I want to see how it will do just doing one flat. Now I'm going to see what we've got left here out of these scraps. And I'm not really, this one looks cool over here though, doesn't it? Or maybe we'll put it here. I think so. I like these vintage scripts. I've got several that I'm going to put in my one of my digitals kits. Come on, straighten up. The thing that's cool about these digital kits like this, I got one that had all kinds of letters and stuff in it. The thing I thought was cool about it is you can stop and read it. You know it was a real person because it comes from old letters. Like this is an old letter. And I know with the old letters I have, it's pretty cool to be able to go along and read them. Now this one's going to be a little short, but we'll just add something different at the bottom. I like that. I got the sloppiest one they had in the pack. I'm like, I want the one that's an old grandma, you know, writing a letter to the grandson or her son. They're fun to read. Listen, I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie Doc Hollywood, and it starred, what's his name? He's the one that played in, oh my goodness, what was his name? Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox. He played in Doc Hollywood. He was Doc Hollywood. And it's a really cute show if you've never seen it. I've watched it over and over the years. I just love it. But he ends up being a doctor in this podunk town. And he finds the girl, you know, the whole 9 yards. And he ends up, I think I'm going to put maybe, I wonder if that's wide enough. Add a little bit more butterflies. It's not like we don't have enough. We might as well finish this out in butterflies, right? Okay. Anyway, so he gets this old couple comes in with their chicken, and they were paying in chickens, okay? And he got paid with the pig. Fell in love with the pig. But anyway, it's a cute little show. It's a nice, wholesome show. I'll put it that way. Anyway, he had this couple that were coming to him because they couldn't read, and he would read their letters to them. And the letters were crazy. And it was funny because then he got hooked on what this family that was writing to them, and he would read it. So he would ask them, well, what happened to, oh, what's his name? You know, it was real woodsy type people. Okay. Now we're going to put this one here with the gold butterflies. And I'll see if I have any more butterfly paper to do on this side. It almost makes you think that we're going to use, that we're going to put a pocket on this left side, doesn't it? Now see, here's a little bit more butterflies. And it's not all the way, I like this one. Look at that one. That one's pretty cool, isn't it? Okay, let's put it up here like this. Let's tear this first. Come on. Okay. All right, let's get right here. So my grandkids told me, my son is, he's a handsome guy, and he has his own business, and he has another business. He has a couple businesses, actually. One's a small one. He grows mushrooms. I've told you guys about that before, but I'm not going to pull this off because it looks like it's going to fit just fine down there. We'll cover it up anyway with the next tear. But anyway, he decided he wanted to be available to widows and women who are divorced or widowed or something, you know, or a single mom that needs help with saving money. He's such a giving person as it is, but he wants to be able to. And there is such a job out there, believe it or not. But he wanted to learn lots more about it first before he could do it. And you can actually get paid doing it by the, you know, the car lot or the people or whatever. So he said he was going to take a part-time job at Toyota, which is, you know, one of your more top-of-the-line cars. It's not... I mean, it's still not like, you know, I'm trying to think of a real old, it's not like a BMW or a, what are those others? I can't think what they're called. Anyway, there's a lot more expensive places to buy cars, but they're pretty expensive in my opinion. But anyway, he has done something that I would never have expected. He has been going bald now for about 20 years, and he'll be 45 in August, and he just always had such beautiful hair. And so I'm laughing because it is funny. I'm gonna tear down here, I think, although that's not quite as wide for some reason. Unless I go sideways. No, I don't like that. Let's see what we can come up with. Some flowers, maybe. Of course, this isn't wide enough either. Dad blasted. Let's do this one. I want to use what we've already been working with. That one's short, too. Here's some more over here. So he wants to be able to help those women and children and so forth. But, so he took this job. He went into Toyota, didn't even prepare his resume. I mean, you know, he's never had problems. I mean, he's had his business since right after they got married. You know, it's a funny story, but I'm not going to tell it. But anyway, well, I just tore that pretty well, didn't I? So trying to decide if I want to turn it this way or this way. I think I'm going to do it this way. Tear right here. Okay. Still not much better, Paula. Don't ask me what I did, but it's still not better. Maybe I would be better off doing it this way. Yeah, I think it'll work that way. Anyway, so my grandson was telling me that his daddy my son has worn a hat since before he got married, and he's been married over 20 years, probably 25. Anyway, well, he was like 28, 29. I don't know when he got married, but I know it's been 20 years. But anyway, he had tried, he just gets so sick of wearing hats, okay, because he's very paranoid about, you know, his head going bald. And it's all right down the middle, you know. Started off in the very middle of his head, and now it's right down the middle. Anyway, this time he shaved it completely off. I haven't seen him yet. I'll let you know tomorrow if it scares me. Because the last time he cut it off, like he kind of gave himself a burr, it looked horrible. Some people have a shape of, their head is shaped to be bald. You know, it just looks cool on some people. Well, on him, it looked really white, for one thing, because he's super light complected. And the second thing is, he's paranoid over it. So, he has every kind of hat you can imagine. We went on a cruise. We took all the kids, all the grandkids on a cruise. It's been about 4 years ago. And he had a suitcase just for his hats. I mean, his hats have to go with whatever. And so, I bet he has a hat closet, okay? And he's sick of it. So, he went out he went in and completely shaved his head. Well, my grandson said, Grammy, you're not going to recognize him. He's going to look so weird to you. But to someone that don't know him and has met him for the first time, he'll look just fine. It's only going to look weird to the people that know him. So he went into Toyota to see about getting this part-time job so he can learn the business, you know. And he put on you know, his suit jacket, and I don't know what else, but he looked really sharp, and put on his really super nice sunglasses he always buys, and came walking in there. And I don't know if it was, my grandson said, Grammy, he almost looked like somebody in the mafia. He said he gets out of his car, puts his sunglasses on, and goes walking in there. It just was funny to me. I thought I'd share that with you guys. If you knew my son, you could appreciate the story. Definitely. He's a handsome boy. And I was looking around to see if I had any pictures of him in here, but I don't. So, I'll let you guys go. I'll see you in the next video where we will be doing some tags. And I have a lot of different tags lined up, so it's going to be a little crazy. We're going to be doing tags, and I do have like 3 books lined up to do also. So if I don't have tags, it's going to be something to do with a book. Okay. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next video, and I appreciate you all. Welcome to all the new subbies. If you haven't subscribed, it's lots of fun. I love watching videos, and if you don't like something I'm doing that day, you can just flip over to another great station and find something that someone else is doing. Sometimes we get in a rut where we just watch the same people over and over, and we're missing a lot of people out there who are fabulous on their YouTube channel, have great ideals, great art ability, and so go check some different people out too. All right, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.